Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor and welcome back to Dawn of War 3, where we're going over the elites and the army doctrines of the three distinct factions. We completed doing the Space Marines the last time, and now we're going to look at the elites of the Orks. Now, I know you guys are saying, come on, just get into a game, do some gameplay, show us how this all works out, and I promise you, I will. I will most certainly get gameplay up, but I myself am also going over this. This is my first time going over all these troops, and I just wanted to go over them with you to make sure that we have all the army doctrines and all the troops fully optimized. That's the word. So these are the three troops that Orks start off with. They start with War Boss Gorgon, who's in the previous two Dawn of War games. We've got the Beauty da Monkanot and the Storm Boys. So, we're going to dive into these troops. Now, I did get the pre-purchase, so I do have access to the big custom version of this, which looks pretty damn cool, if I would say so myself. So I'm going to be going with that as the skin. But let's go look into these troops. So, what makes Gorgon so good? So, let's see here. He has a pretty good defense. He's got a somewhat high difficulty, a little less offense for some reason, so he probably has just a lot of health. He has a grappling claw. He fires his claw and jumps to a target position, or the first enemy collides with causes damage, and a taunt in a circle. So he can just basically just get in there to be able to start fighting. That's one thing about the Orks. They love getting into fights, and especially melee fights. Spin and claw. Gorgon extends his claw, spinning it around and absorbing shots, causes damage over time, and slow in a circle. Gorgon is slow and cannot melee while active. Enables the Wrecking Claw ability. Gorgon slam his spinning claw to the ground, causes taunt, damage, and knockback towards the target position. So he basically can make himself invulnerable to fire, and he does damage to troops in melee while unable to really melee himself, apparently. That sounds interesting. I need to see it in action. Loot. Gorgon's loot scrap, temporarily upgrading himself so that if Spinning Claw lasts its full duration, Gorgon fires celebratory rockets, increases speed, damage, and heals in the circle. That sounds nice. Dirty Fighting. Gorgon crushes his opponent with his claw, causes damage, and reduces damage output in a circle. Critical Strike. Gorgon delivers a powerful blow every 6 melee attack, causes damage in a line. Okay, so yeah, he definitely likes to get into fights. So what are his abilities? Let's see. When Gorgon is deployed, a successful Wah heals in addition to its usual effects. Wah, I guess, is a banner that inspires the Orks to just fight harder and just have a good time. Gorgon's command, keep trucking. Units eject from trucks gain a temporary shield and taunt in a circle. Okay, so units can come out of trucks to be able to continue to fight and basically draw the fire of enemy troops. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let's look at the next troop, which would be the Beauty da Monk. Now, Gorgon's with 4 elite points. The Beauty is 9 points. So this is one of the Ork super units here. He's got the custom force field. He creates a force field that absorbs shots, causes damage over time in a circle, enables the Mega Blast ability. Each shot reduces the health of the main shield, but spawn a smaller force field on impact. So I guess it means it draws from his personal shield and then puts up force fields, which blocks shots as projectiles in a line. So I guess that means he could cover troops. Rocket Fist. Beauty fires its fist at a target position, causes stun and damage in a circle. The fist can be recalled, knocks back all units it passes through to Beauty. Until the fist is recalled, Beauty's melee attacks are disabled. Okay, so basically it's a disrupt. Gretchen Repair Squad. For each charge it has, Beauty summons a squad of Gretchens to repair itself, causing healing over time. Gretchens can be given other orders. Interesting. So this is a self-sustaining mega robot. he can loot. He generates a charge of Gretchen repair squad. So looting apparently benefits the orcs. I haven't actually played the orcs, so I'm just trying to pick up bits and pieces of this. And enables reinforcement of allies around the circle itself. Ooh, this guy is pretty damn good, it sounds like. Let's see. When beauty is deployed, Gretchen repairs significantly faster and the target takes reduced incoming damage. Oh, that plays right hand in hand with beauty here, just having his Gretchen's repair himself. Beauty command custom force field. Wa towers spawn a barrier that absorbs shots while the Wa ability is channeling. Okay, so I guess you just incite your orcs, and then when you activate a Wa ability, they all fight harder, and you can get extra abilities. For example, Wa towers deploying a barrier, which basically blocks incoming fire. So this sounds like a pretty good unit to keep. And we're going in to look at the Storm Boys. Now, Storm Boys are 2 elite squad. They have basically jet turbines on their backs so that they can just dive in. They're basically the equivalent of assault space marines. Very good melee fighters. They jump to a target position. Suicide bomb. A Storm Boy suicides on the target position, causes stun and damage in a circle. Oh wow! So I could see these guys being used quite a bit. It's just the respawn time might take a while. Loot scrap, temporary upgrade suicide bomber. The next cast causes a Storm Boy to fly in the target direction. Suicide on the first enemy collides with. Okay, so you can make the suicide bomb bigger. Alright. And what's their elite abilities? When the Storm Boys are deployed, Ork vehicles can enter a crazed state, granting a shield and increased speed, but explodes after a delay, killing itself. Causes damage and a stun in the circle. Ability automatically activates when the unit is about to die. Okay. So you could basically turn vehicles into suicide squads. Storm Boy command. Suicide bombers. When loaded with units, trucks eject a Storm Boy. Suiciding on the target position causes stun damage in a circle. So basically when a truck is loaded up with orcs, they basically say, we're full, someone gets out, and they strap a bomb to him and throw him at the enemy, I'm guessing. That sounds fun. That's what I like about the orcs. They're just so unconventional and fun. Alright, time to look at the hidden locked elites. We've got the Mega Knobs. Ooh, that sounds good. Mega Knobs are basically really strong orcs. They've got electric wall. The Mega Knobs create a wall at the target position that blocks enemy movement and absorbs shots. Increases or lowers speed based on allegiance and a line between the casting and target position. Alright, so basically impassable terrain and stops shots. Enable combi rockets. Combi rockets currently off. If switched on, one of the Mega Knobs begins firing homing combi rockets, causes slow and damage. Each shot removes the charge, generating charges by looting. Okay, so you have a limited number of rockets and you can only get more of them just by looting the enemy force. Okay, and their ability, Mega Knob presence. Explosions are fun. Yes, they are. So they have good offensive defense. When Mega Knobs are deployed, the explosion from Knobs explosive armor heals in a circle. Explosive armor. I'm not too sure what that means. I don't see where an explosive armor is. From knobs, regular knobs, not Mega Knobs, just regular knobs. So I guess the knobs unit has explosive armor on it. Mega Knobs command, beta shout. Boys grant a shield while channeling shout. So they can shield other troops just by yelling. Oh, I like this. Alright, so that was the Mega Knobs. Now, the next one are the Commando. So this is a 3-point unit with just a single Ork going by himself. Sneaky, the Commando throws a stun bomb at this position. Stealth, the Commando increases his speed for a duration and causes stun in a circle. Stealth is removed if the they are capturing, attacking, or get detected. So basically, he throws a grenade and disappears. Interesting. Stun trap. The commando plants a mine at the target location that triggers based on proximity, causes stun in the circle until the trap is destroyed or expires. Okay, so this guy has high offense and pretty decent utility, so I guess he's just a disruptor for 3 points. Loot, scraps for our rig scrap or is stun trap to explode after delay, deals damage in expanded circle. So basically, you can give scrap to make it stronger. Boomstick, the commando unloads a blast from his special shooter, causes damage in a cone. Causes knockback if fired from stealth. 2 rounds can be fired before having to reload. Alright, and so what does the commando do? Rocket jump. When the commando is deployed, tank busters and killer cans can fire their rockets at their feet, propelling them into the air, causing them to jump to the target position and stealth. Okay. Orks, so unconventional. Commando's command. Warning Grot. When Def Copta plants a stationary Gretchen that triggers a flare based on proximity. It provides vision and stuns in the circle. So you can basically put a Gretchen alarm clock if there's an enemy moving somewhere. Sounds interesting. So this could be a substitute for the Storm Boys. It gives us a little more utility instead of in-your-face action that the Storm Boys provide. The next one is the Grokonaut. And the Grokonaut is a different version of the Beauty. 9 elite points, so this is another heavy unit. All the Daka. The Grokonaut fires its Deathstorm Mega Shooter in the target direction in a user-specified cone. Each shot causes damage in a line between the Grokonaut and the maximum range. So he's just basically all the firepower. Rocket Fist. The Grokonaut fires his Rocket Fist into orbit and slams the rock into the ground, causes damage and stuns in the circle. So basically, he fires his fist up, it grabs an asteroid and brings it down to the ground. Oh my god. So silly. If he loots scrap and temporarily upgrades himself, Rocket Fist deploys 3 squigs that pursue targets present near the initial position at the time of cast. Squigs, I think, are suicide creatures that blow up when they hit their target. So, Grokonaut presence, tougher boys. When the Grokonaut is deployed, a successful wall reduces incoming damage in addition to its usual effects. So it takes less damage in wall abilities. Grokonaut command, get to the wall. Wall towers enable reinforcement of allied squads in a circle around themselves. Ooh, that sounds pretty useful. So I'll need to remember that. Okay, next on the list is the weird boy Zapnoggin. It's a 3 elite point. What does this guy do? Oh, he's max level difficulty. Ah, he looks like a Psyker Ork. That's something I didn't think I'd hear myself say, but it looks like he's got some essence in the power that of psychic ability that Orks have channeled into. They have these pretty high utility, so he's definitely a big controller. What does he do? Scrap Blast. Zap Noggin fires the scrap shards in the target direction, grants shield, and does damage in a cone. Each charge of scrap shield increases the range of Scrap Blast. Huh, so basically he gets scrap up as a shield, and then he can launch it at a target direction. Here we go. Zap Noggin teleports to target position, causes damage over time in a circle. Upon completion, he teleports allies to his original location, to the target position. Oh, so he jumps in, and then other troops get into the circle, and then they start jumping through. That sounds cool. Fist of Gork. Zap Noggin consumes the charge of Scrap Shield to manifest a giant fist at the target position, causes damage, stun, and immobilizes in a circle. So he uses scrap to basically hit things at range. Loot. Zap Noggin loots scraps, generates a charge of Scrap Shield. Scrap Shield activate to enable auto collection of nearby scrap. Each charge increases his shield and range of Scrap Blast. I see. Alright, and his ability, Zap Noggin presence Tower Recall. When Zap Noggin is deployed, looters can teleport to the nearest own wall tower. Okay, so you can get Ludus out. Zepnog in command, Bega scrap shield. The Death Dread creates a barrier of extra bits around itself. Absorb shots in a circle. So this basically gives scrap around one of the vehicles as a shield. Interesting. And next up, Big Mech Wazmak. 4 elite points. It's a ranged unit, it says. Tractor beam. Wazmak attaches his tractor beam to a target, grants a shield or damages in slow. Reactivating knocks back the target to Wazmak. If scrap is targeted, Wazmak jumps to its position. So basically, you could target either an ally to give it a shield, or an enemy which damages and slows it. Orbital scrap. Wazmak calls it junk from orbit. Generating scrap causes damage in a circle. So basically, he drops scrap in as a damage, and then in the aftermath, the orcs pick it clean to make themselves better. Scrap turrets. Wazmak upgrades the 5 nearest pile of scrap into turrets that automatically engage targets. Turrets expire if the ability ends or if the scrap they are on is destroyed. Wazmak loots scraps, generates a charge of orbital scrap. So he loots scrap to make more scrap. That makes perfect sense. High level difficulty. Scrap turrets. When Wazmak is deployed, wrecks left by your units are temporarily upgraded into scrap turrets that automatically engage targets. So as your troops die, you get a turret in their place. That is interesting. Wazmak command scrap site. Destroyed structures, vehicles, and squads temporarily provide vision in a circle around their last position, so you can spy on enemy troops as your troops die. Doesn't sound as useful as having scrap turrets. Alright, and finally, the Mad Dread. 7 elite points. Big tanky thing. Basically a better kill-a-can. Looks like tunnel. The Mad Dread digs a tunnel between himself and target position. Allies can right-click on either side to teleport to the opposite end. On his arrival, he does damage and knockback in a circle. He can also phase through enemies for duration. Holy crap, that sounds awesome. That could bring orc reinforcements right to a front line. Loot. The Mad Dread heals when he passes over scrap. Just passes over. Oh, wow. Rampage. Instead of dying, the Mad Dread goes on a rampage. He gains a shield and generates fury for doing damage. Reaching max fury heals him. If the shield breaks, he dies. Okay, so basically he can he gives him another chance of killing stuff. Nice. Cleave. The Mad Dread attacks wildly, damaging in a cone area. Huh, okay, and then so he's just a huge up front in your face kind of guy. Pretty good offense and defense. A little lower on the difficulty. Sounds good. Mad Dread's presence. Even longer Wah. When the Mad Dread is deployed, the buff duration of Wah is increased. Okay. Sounds pretty handy. Mad Dread's command, hit and run. Kill-a-cans gain a shield when they have a full load of rockets and increased speed when they have none. When reaching... Okay. So, upgrades kill-a-cans. Okay. So that is all of the elites, it seems, for the Orks. And next episode, I will cover the Army Doctrine, as we have quite a bit of Army Doctrines that we need to go and take care of. But I'll see you all then in the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of Dawn of Force 3. Please do like, comment, and subscribe as we look forward through the rest of the troops, the Orks, and then eventually the Eldar, and then we will start getting into games and see how this game rolls out. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later.